In this video today, we are going to learn how to perform the Fugl-Meyer assessment of lower extremity in stroke or any neurologically weak patients. This assessment is going to be highly useful in treatment of such patients. We are going to dive deep into the concepts, so watch till the end. Let's get started. So first, please note here that the right leg is taken as the normal side and the left side is the affected side. Now the first part of assessment is the reflex testing. We are going to check for the patellar tendon reflex and then the plantar reflex. And we are going to see if these deep tendon reflexes can be elicited or not, based on which scores can be noted. Also for the flexor synergy, biceps femoris reflex can also be included in testing. Moving forward, next we have to check for the flexor synergy movements. Firstly, we are teaching the patient on the normal side for performing hip and knee flexion, followed by ankle dorsiflexion. The same movement is now performed actively on the weaker side. Based on the movements on hip, knee, ankle, scoring can be done. And whichever movement is not present, we can mark it as 0. Similarly, next we are going to check for the extensor synergy movements. In side lying, the starting position is hip and knee flexion with ankle dorsiflexion. From here, the patient is asked to perform hip and knee extension with plantar flexion. After teaching it on the normal side, now the same is performed actively on the weaker side. After doing it on the weaker side, movements can be scored accordingly for individual joints. Slight resistance can also be given by therapist for adding cue and ensure effort. Moving forward, we are going to check for the movement synergy in sitting position. So the patient is asked to perform knee flexion beyond 90 degrees followed by ankle dorsiflexion. So the knee should go beyond 90 degrees actively. The same is performed on the weaker side and movements are scored accordingly. Next, we are going to check for the movement synergies in standing position. In standing, we are going to ask the patient to actively bend the knee, followed by ankle dorsiflexion. The same is now repeated on the weaker side. And scoring is done as per the movements on individual joints. Now in the next part, we are again going to check for the deep tendon reflexes, but only if the full score of 4 is achieved in the previous fourth part. So we are going to check the knee jerk, plantar reflex, and the biceps femoris reflex. If 2 or more reflexes here are marked hyperactive, then the score of 0 is noted. If only one reflex is seen hyperactive, the score of 1. And if there's no hyperactivity in reflexes, then the score is 2. Moving forward, next we are going to check for the coordination and speed. The patient is asked to perform heel to kneecap of the opposite leg 5 times as fast as possible, first on the normal side, and then the same on the weaker side. Therapist has to note the time in which 5 repetitions are completed, based on which the scoring is done. Also, therapist has to look for tremors and dysmetria during the task performance, as these are also marked in scoring in this section. Next in this, we have to check for sensory function with light touch. A cotton swab should be used to check this. Patient's eyes are closed and light touch stimulation is applied on various dermatome distribution. Ensure the skin is exposed during the sensory assessment, as here we are only demonstrating the technique. Patient is instructed to give a sign whenever a stimulation is felt. Next in this, we have to check for the proprioception and kinesthesia. Patient's eyes are closed and patient is asked to match the therapist's movement with the non-affected side. So various movements are performed by the therapist in all planes and patient tries to match it with the normal side. Most importantly, the distal great toe and finger movements are not be ignored in any case, as sensations might be affected in distal areas. And lastly, all passive joint range of motion is tested by the therapist, and wherever restrictions are seen, it is marked accordingly. The hip movements, knee movements, and most importantly, the ankle and fingers movements all are to be tested in passive range of motion. And also, joint pain is noted here if indicated by the patient. So at last, the total scores are noted and calculated, and sensory motor functions can be easily assessed in the patients. So I hope this assessment will be helpful for you all. The Fugl-Meyer scale has high tested validity and reliability to use it in research as an instrumentation. If you like this video, you can also learn the Fugl-Meyer upper extremity assessment in our previous video. Do check out. Thanks for watching.